Hey everyone, this is Randy from BibleBuyingGuide.com. Today I'm taking a look at the large print ultra thin reference Bible NESB 2020 from Lockman Foundation in the Prime edition. This is the black goatskin leather. They've sent me this in exchange for an honest review. So let's take a look. This one is made in Korea, just like the other Prime edition that I reviewed recently, the compact edition. And there's the ISBN. Made in Korea. And here are our specs. Premium goatskin cover, clear reading type, line match typesetting, 2-column text, center column cross references, full set of translation notes, unlike the compact edition which has the reduced set of notes. Paragraph formatting, black letter text, 2 double-sided satin ribbons, presentation page, family records, topical index, book introductions, and color maps. So let's take a look at all of that and see what it looks like. First is our goatskin leather. Now the leather itself has a texture and a grain that you can see and feel with your fingers. It's kind of a, not quite pebbly, but it looks like a natural grain. And it is pronounced. You can feel that with your fingers really easy. It looks good. It feels good. We have perimeter stitching with a tight stitching all the way around. A little bit of a yap, not much. Red under gold art gilt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 raised spine hubs with gold printing on the spine. The liner is cowhide and it's edge lined. There is our gilt line around the inside perimeter. The leather itself is really flexible, really floppy. It's almost a little bit difficult to hold sometimes because of how floppy it is. So if you like floppy Bibles, you'll like this one. It can easily roll over and roll around, no trouble at all. It's a little bit difficult to hold open in one hand. It's better for laying on the table, I think. For laying on the table, it's pretty good. So we have presentation pages in the front on the thick, non-glossy paper with family records, marriages, wife's family tree, husband's family tree, births, deaths, and occasions to remember. The paper is 31 GSM, and this is a white paper, unlike the other edition of this Bible. This very same setting is available in several different colors, and when we compare, you'll see what I mean, but they have a different paper than this. This is a lot better paper. It's opaque, it's easy to turn. Even though it's 31 GSM, it's still really easy to grab and turn. A little bit rough texture, which makes it a little bit easier to grab. Typeset by 2K Denmark. Designed and typeset by 2K Denmark. Excellent designers. Here's the double column setting with about 6 to 8 words per line, 10-point font that's line matched with lots of space between the lines. Good amount of space. Verse numbers are large and bold. They stand out and they're easy to find. So if you preach from a paragraph edition, it's no problem to find verse numbers in this. Ragged right edge, so it's left justified but not right justified. That gets rid of any awkward spaces in the text, but it also can make the edge of the text look a little bit awkward. Just depends on your preference. 95,000 center column references. And those for the left column are at the top. Those for the right column are at the bottom with space in between. And then footnotes in the footer. And this is the full set of Lockman footnotes. Poetry looks good, even though it is double column. Has the indentions for the poetic setting. It looks good. It's hard to get poetry right in a double column, especially with only 6 to 8 words per line. But they do a good job with this. There's Psalms. A little bit of show through in the paper, a little bit more than I like actually. This doesn't have a titanium pigment or anything like that, like the 28 GSM Indopaque does. So this is not quite as opaque as the 28 GSM. Black letter text. Old Testament quotes are in all caps, so they're easy to notice, easy to see. So one thing that I have noticed when I'm reading this, the text does bend a little bit further into the gutter than I like. And I'm always wanting to push it this way to flatten the page to read. I can flatten the page to read, so that's not a problem, but I'm always wanting to move it around just a little bit. It does seem to have a lot of space. It's just that it ends up bending a little further than I like. Not a deal breaker, it's just something to keep in mind. Then in the back we have a topical index. Lots of topics in here. Really good for sermon prep and for study, just general study. It's a good index. Then after the index is introductions to the books of the Bible. This is a short introduction, about a paragraph for each of the Bible books. And they're in the back instead of within the books themselves. And it has several tables. Here's the parables of Jesus, miracles of Jesus, and important events in Christ's life according to the Gospels. Some interesting tables. And then here are the maps. 8 maps on the thick non-glossy paper, or the semi-gloss paper. Lots of annotations. No index, but the annotations do help. So that's a quick look at it. Let's take a look at the size and weight. 7 by 10, and this is the overall size, because if you're buying a case to put it in, this is the size you need, by 1 3/8. And we'll weigh this guy. 2 pounds, 7.8 ounces. We'll do a couple of quick comparisons. The first is the same Bible in calfskin. And this one is made in China. The calfskin is a lot more grainy, a lot more pronounced. And this one is also edge-lined, but it's edge-lined with vinyl. It's a little bit thinner. Here's how they compare. Slightly thinner. Does look good, but this has that blue paper I don't like. It's not so bad. I've seen worse blue paper, but when you compare it to this one, it stands out. Because the new one is the whiter paper. And they are identical inside. All the tools and things are the same. So here's how they compare. I love the look and feel of this one. I just wish it had the paper that the goatskin edition does. That would be a lot better Bible. And since we're looking at a premium Bible, I will compare it to a couple other premium Bibles. This one is the Quintel. Now, I only have the New King James, but all the things in it are the same as the NASB Quintel. Layout, of course, translation, of course, is going to be different, but paper's the same, the layout's the same. So you get an idea of what the NASB Quintel will look like compared to the Lockman. Now, the NASB Quintel is a 95. Here's how they compare. Quintel is a little bit higher quality. This was made in the Netherlands by Royal Youngblood. And the only other premium NASB 2020 edition that I have is the Stratton from Scholar. And now that one is quite a bit thicker, but about the same footprint overall. And also made by Royal Youngblood in the Netherlands, so this is going to be a little bit better quality. It also has the Indopak paper, and then red highlights throughout. The Stratton is a verse-by-verse single column. Here's how they compare. And that's my quick look at the NASB 2020 edition, large print, ultra thin reference Bible in black goatskin. They've done a great job with this Bible, printed in Korea, and I feel like they've done a good job with it. It's made well. It feels like a quality Bible, not to the quality of Royal Youngblood, but just as good as any other premium edition that I've seen made anywhere else. And I like the leather liner. I like the leather cover. I like the paper. Paper could be slightly more opaque, but that's not a deal breaker for me. It's still good paper. Very flexible. So if you like flexible Bibles, then you'll definitely like the flexibility of this one. So I like it. If I could change one thing, I might add a little bit more space in the inner margin if possible. Might not be that easy to do, but if possible. It's not bad though. It's still enough. It's just one little thing that I've picked up on while reading. But everything else about this is excellent for reading. Excellent for preaching because the large verse numbers are easy to find. For me, it's a little too floppy, but that's just me. I like a little bit stiffer cover. But if you like floppy covers, you'll like that one. So like I said before, Lockman did supply this in exchange for an honest review. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll place links in the notes so that you can make a purchase if you're interested. And also a link to BibleBuyingGuide.com, where I'll place a link to the written review, where I always go into more detail. Thanks for watching.